Welcome to this program, our Moments with God, where I try to share with you my simple, humble reflections on the daily mass readings in an informal way, with the hope that this will help you and me in our spiritual journey and also in finding God and also establishing a firm relationship with Him of love. And if you are interested in subscribing to this channel, you may please go to the end of the video, and where you find my picture at the right hand bottom, you can please click on that and you will find an option for subscription. You may subscribe for it, and if you like the video, you may also please share it with others so that others also take advantage of this. Thank you. Today's gospel inspires me to share with you an interesting story, though I had other things to say, but I will just share not the story, but about a book. Anyway, first of all, let me read the gospel to you, a reading from the gospel of according to Mark. And the gospel reads, as Jesus was leaving Jericho with his disciples and a sizable crowd, Bartemaeus, a blind man, the son of Timaeus, sat by the roadside begging. On hearing that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, son of David, have pity on me. And many rebuked him, telling him to be silent. But he kept calling out all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me, or have pity on me. Jesus stopped and said, call him. So they called the blind man, saying to him, take courage, get up, Jesus is calling you. He threw aside his cloak, sprang in, and came to Jesus. Jesus said to him in reply, what do you want me to do for you? The blind man replied to him, Master, I want to see. Jesus told him, go your way, your faith has saved you. Immediately he received his sight and followed him on the way. So there are 2-3 points here, and even though I know that the other point is also very important, whether Jesus asks him, what do you want me to do for you, which he always asks us to do, but maybe on some other day we will speak about that part of the gospel. I want to speak today about the first part of the gospel, how Bartimaeus kept shouting, Son of David, have pity on me. Some years ago, while I was in India at an ashram, trying to do a little more spiritual search for myself, I came across a book in the library there called The Way of the Pilgrim. It's a very famous book, I later learned, and has caused conversion of many people. Both believers and unbelievers have come to discover a lot of things about themselves and have started on the path of their spiritual life and their spiritual journey. The Way of the Pilgrim, actually, as the title of the book clearly says, it is a way of the pilgrim. Actually, it is not a pilgrim who is going, let's say, to a fixed destination, like people go to Holy Land, or people go to Lourdes, or people go to Medjugorje, or people go to Velankani, or this is not a fixed pilgrimage place like that he is going to. This is a man supposed to be in search of how to pray without ceasing, from the letter of St. Paul, where he says, pray without ceasing. He wanted to learn how to pray without ceasing. Now, we do not know whether this is a real story or it is an imagined story by the author, and the author also remains anonymous. So we do not know. There is a name mentioned there, but we do not know if he is the real author. Anyway, to cut back to the story, which is very interesting, this man starts on a kind of a pilgrimage to find a way to pray without ceasing. He goes to various people, he goes to various churches, he stops there, and still he is not satisfied. And he goes on his journey. This is happening somewhere in Russia, in the cold weather, in Siberia, and in places like that. So he keeps on going in a very simple things that he carries with him. But since he's not satisfied, he finally lands in a monastery and meets an old monk and wants to learn from him how to pray. And this monk teaches him to say very simple sentence which is found in today's gospel. The prayer of Bartemaeus to Jesus, Jesus, son of David, have pity on me, or in other translation it is also said, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. So he is told by the monk to just keep repeating this prayer over and over and over and over again. Don't stop repeating this prayer. The monk told him that it might sound boring for you, but stick to this. This is one way which will take away your distractions and bring your attention to prayer and to Jesus, especially the Son of David, Jesus, Son of David. I don't know if you have heard that this is also known as Jesus' prayer. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me or have pity on me. I am not saying this is the Lord's Prayer. Sometimes people mix up with the Lord's Prayer and Jesus' Prayer. The Lord's Prayer we know is what we say every day, Our Father who art in heaven. That is the Lord's Prayer. But there is a thing called Jesus' Prayer. And Jesus' prayer is this: Lord, have mercy on me. I do this also during my adoration hour and during my other time whenever I am conscious, and sometimes even in the middle of the night when I wake up. And this is what the monk had told him, and he started practicing this thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of times to say, Lord Jesus, have mercy on me. And then he realized that he got a sore in his heart, but an immense joy, a kind of a freedom he experienced. And he found that this is one deep way of praying. Now, this is a long story because a whole book is written on it and I read it thoroughly. I just want to say that those of us who struggle with our prayer, and especially who struggle with distractions, who cannot concentrate on prayer, the simple advice is to use this Jesus prayer. Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. Personally, I add one more word in the end of this sentence, that is for me personally: Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me, a sinner. This also appears somewhere in the gospel, not from Bartimaeus, but some other person who approaches Jesus, who says, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me, a sinner. Now, whether you want to add that sinner or not depends on you. For me personally, it is very meaningful, because when I stand before the holiness of God, before the holiness and purity of Jesus and Mary, I find myself a perfectly sinful human being who needs constantly God's help and God's mercy. Of course, I can speak a lot on this, but I think this is a good occasion to start for all of us this prayer: Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me, or on me, a sinner. And if you would like to subscribe to this channel, you may do it now. I thank you and wish you all the very best. Thank you.